Hey everybody, welcome to a very special episode of the Mr. Vince podcast. I'm here with my guest Meg Shuba from megshubayoga.com. And we've been having a great conversation over on my YouTube channel about all things body poetic yoga teacher training, Meg's methodology, and just gabbing in general.
Yeah, gabbing about yoga.
Gab it away.
Yeah.
But on this special episode, we are going to talk a little bit more about the crossover between performance, the arts, and yoga itself. Because this is where I come into the training. So as you guys know, I am an actor, a director. I do theater, film, television, and I have found yoga over the last 10 years to be one of the best ways to access the body, the breath work, relaxation, concentration, all of those things. And so as I go forward into my teaching career with theater, I am getting yoga certified so that I can bring that aspect into the classroom as well. I already teach yoga in the classroom, but I'm not certified, so don't call the police.
Okay, we won't.
Don't call the yoga police. But it truly is a powerful tool. So in this episode, I want to specifically reach out to all my theater professors, teachers, directors, educators out there. Give this one a listen because I think this is going to be a good one for you guys. So let's talk about performers. Have you ever worked with performers? Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yeah.
Are you a performer?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I don't think we've ever talked about this. I am not a performer, but my past life, before I became a yoga teacher, I was a makeup artist for like 12 years. Lived in Los Angeles, and so I was on the behind the scenes part of it.
Very cool.
I've worked with a lot of celebrities and musicians in the realm of yoga. And it's also so cool as someone that considers like what I do a craft to be with another human that's like on their way to their private session with me. They've got their dialect coach in their ears and they're practicing how to speak in a different language. And then they come to me and they want certain classical music played as we do our sessions. So yeah, I've gotten the pleasure to do some like A-list celebrities. So it's been a wild ride.
Let's talk about how specifically breath work can help people to find relaxation, specifically actors. I know breath work is a great way to find relaxation, but it can also be a way to access emotions. It can also
totally.
be, yeah.
I mean, there's so many different breath techniques. We can go from anything from like regulation of your nervous system to like calm you down, like perhaps maybe before like an audition. Or on the other hand, there's breath techniques that, let's say you have like a really active role and I don't know, you've been on set for 7 hours and you have to bring energy. There's certain, we call it pranayama. It's breath techniques that you can do to like lift your spirit up and to get you going.
Yeah.
So it kind of is like a remedy for whatever you need it for.
When it comes down to it and you're standing on an audition line, waiting to go into the room, all you have is your breath. All you have is the connection to breath. And I don't know where I picked this up, but someone along the way taught me that 5 breaths can take you anywhere. And that means, 5 slow inhales and exhales can just lower your blood pressure and take you somewhere where you need to be.
Yeah, I mean, I speak a lot about this in class where it's like the yogi secret. All we really, really need is like an open mouth vocal sigh, and then everything else, the down dogs or the ohms or the chants or the warrior twos, like that's the extra part. All we really need is and that you can do in line for an audition, sitting at the movie theater, wherever you are. I mean, that's where it is.
Yeah. For actors specifically with the voice, 3 areas of tension that come up: the shoulders, the back of the neck, and the jaw. Oh. These are 3 areas that have lots of tension for singers and for actors that are using their voice as their instrument. How does that come across in yoga teacher training? You probably see a lot of that as well in, civilian life.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only actors. The upper half of our body, as those living in the Western part of the world, that's where we carry the most tension. That's why we all go to the masseuse and we're like, we point to our traps and we're like, spend extra time there. So with education and putting together a class that's intelligent, we can address, if we know we're already squeezing our jaw, most of us are. Like most of us are holding tight. We're like gripping to like our teeth. And then that travels to our neck, and then that travels to our upper back. That the asana, the poses that we take in yoga can really be like the antidote for that.
Yeah. And something I've been trying to be cognizant of it when I'm practicing is releasing the jaw, but also releasing the tongue.
Yes.
And letting go of that tension as well, because it's something I'm conscious of from my actor training.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, actors would really benefit from the breath technique, Ujjayi breath. And if any actors have like even popped into a yoga class, they probably have already done it. And it's the most natural place for your jaw to hang, and your tongue floats to the roof of your mouth, and the tip of your tongue goes behind your two front teeth. And you actually breathe in and out through the nose. And it's like this waspy sound. That is the most relaxed place your jaw can be. Mm-hmm. So just doing that, and if you breathe in yoga and you don't know about the yoga poses, I think like your actor crowd would benefit just from that.
Yeah, there's something really relaxing too, just about hearing that ocean wave of breath roll through you. That's in itself is relaxing.
Oh, it so is. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about the hips and the somatic release, the hip openers?
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about getting emotional in pigeon pose in the last episode. How can actors benefit from releasing their hips?
Yeah, so it's said in yogic hatha yoga, which is traditional yoga, postural yoga, that the hips are the house for your second chakra. And when you open the second chakra, it's all about like being inhibited, of just like letting things flow. Mm-hmm. So when you're in a posture, and if you're not familiar with it, pigeon is where your front shin is like parallel to the short front edge of your mat, and you've got another leg extended behind you. So it opens up the hips physically in your physical anatomy. But in yogic speak, there is an energy center that you can't see. It's inside of you that then gets stimulated, that gets flushed, that gets attention to when you open hips. So with actors, if you have to be really in touch with different emotions, I think anything for the lower body, the sacral, the hips, the sacrum would be really beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Because also what actors need is to be grounded. And so to release that tension that wants to pull you off into the sky and like make you fly out of the floor, you want to be grounded into the ground.
Yeah.
Like rooted.
Yeah, and you probably would benefit from a lot of seated postures. Mm-hmm. It's called a ground of being practice, in which you are addressing first and second chakra, which basically just means you're getting like grounded in who you are, and all can be well when things around us are crazy. So anything that's like really low to the ground, whether you're opening your hips or not, would just really like just take down the heart rate, which would then tap into your nervous system that lets you just rest and digest.
I think for a lot of beginning actors, what is most beneficial for them is just something as simple as like Mount Tadasana, like mountain pose, like finding that root into the ground, because young actors have this energy that just this nervous energy that wants to pull them off the floor.
Yeah.
And if you can get them to get rooted into the ground.
I could have used that when I was a senior in high school. My senior high school like project, we had to write a paper on something, and then we had to perform it solo in front of our classroom. And I remember my teacher's notes where that all you did was walk around, like you
That's
paced.
because you're uncomfortable
Yeah.
and you want to
I
flee.
was. I did. I wanted to flee.
Yes. That's what happens to
I
young
should have
actors.
been in mountain. I needed yoga back then. I needed to be in mountain pose.
Yeah, because your fright, what is it? Your flight or
Yeah.
sorry,
Fight or flight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or freeze. Yeah.
It kicks in.
Yeah.
And you want to flee.
Yeah.
And if you can tell yourself not to flee, but to be rooted.
Yeah.
And not just rooted, but relaxed
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the rooting, then you're fine. And all of the nervous tension will go away. So that's why I think yoga is so beneficial for performers. So we've talked a little bit about routine, ritual, having a regular practice. Obviously, like yoga makes a performer more adaptable and responsive and able to make more bold choices in the moment. How can yoga make someone more bold?
Oh my gosh, I love that. So I'm going to use a really, really big word, but then I'll like break it down. So in yoga, we are working on neuroplasticity. Basically, like rewiring the neurons in our brain so then we can become stretchy and elastic and bounce back mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So when I think about being bold, I think about, well, if you have to be bold, before that, you maybe have gotten knocked down. Maybe it's like you didn't get the gig or the audition didn't go well. And within the practice of yoga, through being on your mat, moving your body, the breath, the philosophy behind it, you learn to rewire your brain and you're like, I can be bold even if ... happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're stretching your body. Again, it sounds cliche, but you're actually stretching your mind.
Yes, and that kind of leads me into my next question, which is, you're training the muscles, the physical muscles, but you're also training the brain, like you said, the neuroplasticity, to be present. It's about being present in the moment and acting. The saying we use in acting is living truthfully in the circumstances, living truthfully within the imaginary circumstances. So it's very much like yoga where you're creating this set of circumstances that you're living in. There's a lot of imagination involved.
Totally.
A lot of metaphor, a lot of visual imagery. So the two are so united. So if you can have a flexible imagination on the mat, imagine what you can do in a scene when you add like costumes and circumstances and relationships and all of that.
And the two go hand in hand because the more you can get into your imaginal world within your brain, you also are at the most peaceful state of yourself too. So
there's something I was thinking about last class that I took was, and maybe I am used to metaphorical language. Is it difficult for students that don't come from an arts background? Because sometimes you'll hear something like open your heart, or like reach, these metaphorical things that aren't real, but are real.
Yeah.
How do you teach someone who maybe isn't artistic like that, doesn't have that imaginative play?
Yeah, that's a great call out. And that's kind of what we're known for with my type of yoga that I teach, the body poetic methodology, is our language and our metaphor and our allegory. It's part of our artistry. However, not everyone connects to that, right? So still we want to stay true to our roots and like we are artists and we realize that not all art is for everybody. With the same token, is that more grounded piece, that more like straightforward piece that I'm not just going to speak in metaphor, or when I talk about reaching your heart towards the ethers, someone's like, what does that actually mean? I also want to ground it in language that is more tactile, more concrete. So I'm also going to give them bones, muscles, tissues, certain direction, and then it's a myriad of both. So then I will weave both of those languages together. So you have that tether, you're like, okay, nowhere to go. But then also I have this piece where it's like, I feel like I'm in a storybook and
Yeah.
I forgot all my woes.
And someone will respond to one, the other, or to both.
Yeah.
And when I'm teaching, I often say things 3 times, 3 different ways. But it's the same thing that I'm saying. I'm just repeating it in a different way because someone's going to pick up on A, someone's going to pick up on B.
Totally.
Someone needs all 3.
Well, yeah, and I've done that before, and I think lots of teachers have, where they'll say a cue and they'll look at the class and they'll be like, yeah, that didn't land. No one got what I was throwing down. And then on the spot, I have to think about another way to say it, and I can be like, okay, they got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, stage fright, nerves, performance anxiety, these are really real and they're just normal responses from the nervous system. So, what tools does yoga give a performer to manage their nervous system when the stakes are so high? We did talk about that.
Yeah, we did. And I think if an actor decides to teach yoga, I think it'll help because yoga is such a vulnerable offering as well. Oftentimes we're talking about maybe something that we've gone through, or we have 30 eyes on us, and it's almost like going to an audition every day. And if you teach 3 classes, it's like you're going to 3 auditions every single day, and you've got 30 people in a room looking at you being like, you are the boss, you tell me what to do. And I feel in a way it has a performance element because as a teacher, I want to keep my yoga class fully engaged. So I have to use different tones of my voice. I have to use my body. So I think for actors, if they decide to like step into the world of like, let me see what like yoga teacher training is about, you'll get that right away. And we go through nerves too, right before I step into a class. And it's like, the more you like just go out and do it, then you're like, okay. And I also tell students, even if you have a little bit of butterflies, it's good because that means it means something.
Yes. I mean, the day that you aren't nervous anymore is maybe the day that you need to retire.
Then you need to take a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's what they say in theater is like day that you stop feeling the schvilks, the butterflies.
The schvilks?
Yeah.
I love this.
Like, that's the day that, maybe it's time to sit down or something.
Yeah.
But,
I want to have a passion for it, and I want the butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should care. You should be passionate about it. It shouldn't be just like, some old hat thing.
But yeah, you've got the tools to be like, okay, how do I ground myself? How do I stabilize myself? Yoga is like, here is 2,000 techniques. Choose one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I love teaching yoga to my performers. I think it's a great tool to teach them. I don't know that they continue it on their own.
Yeah.
I hope that they do. But at least it's like planting that seed. I've planted the seed of here are some tools that may help you. And you never know when that's going to come back again. You just never know.
Yeah.
So with your students, I mean, I'm sure you've seen that happen before where you've made teachers, you've trained people, and then later on they come back to you and say like, hey, this is working for me. Or
yeah, and I think you're doing the good work, and it's all about just, again, being in service. Because when I get in my head and I'm teaching a class and I'm like, that person, Vince, is looking at me and I don't think he likes class. And then, that night I open up Instagram and I'll have a message from Vince and he's like, that piece of literature that you read, it totally changed my life. So also give students space to like mull it over because there's so much happening and, I'll never have the credentials to be able to read someone's mind, nor do I want to. That's personal. But they're having an experience and it might be just a toe dip in that class. And then later, maybe it's 3 months. And they're like, oh my gosh, that yoga thing that my theater professor taught me. Like, how can I use that now? Like, it's working. Yoga is like sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you've demystified it just enough to make them curious.
Totally. And that I think is huge, to demystify it and be like, it's real, it's raw. Like, we're all human. We're all just trying to like live freer and like be here and be present.
Yeah.
We all want the same thing.
So if someone is out there that's like me, who's, an artist, an actor, director, a musician, looking to deepen their life in some way and give themselves more meaning, more purpose, more connection, why should they come study with you? Why is Body Poetic the right fit for an artist?
Yeah. I think it's just going to open first Pandora's box. And it's like just, again, the tip of the iceberg. And with Body Poetic specifically, is that we really encourage people to be artists. I do not give people scripts. I do not tell you you have to teach something a certain way. I'm going to give you all of these angles and all of these tools, so you can feel freedom and like be that like 2-year-old nephew that you have that's like, but why? But why? But why?
Just stay curious.
Yeah, to stay curious. I think that keeps us young too. Young in the brain.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. I'm really looking forward to joining you on the training. And we've had such a great conversation today.
Gosh.
We've really dipped into so many different topics and gotten to know each other on a deeper level.
Yeah.
You guys have to go check out those other episodes. They're on my YouTube channel. Make sure you check out megshubayoga.com and learn more about the yoga teacher training. She's offering 200-hour and 300-hour training in the same cohort. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica in July. So thank you so much.
Thank you. We get to spend 200 hours together plus.
That seems like a long time.
Yeah, but it's never enough.
No, it'll be great. It'll be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it.
Me
And
too.
I love the whole crew. It's a really great group of people. And, I wouldn't have just signed up for this out of nowhere. It's a decision that came from a good feeling from the heart, getting to know you guys and work with you and then eventually be like, okay, you know what? I feel the call. And I think that somebody out there might also feel the call, like it's time for me to do something. It's time for me to get a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Is the saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not lost on us. We know it's a big step for people and we love this work so much. So we're here to like walk hand in hand with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And make sure you guys check out all the links in the description box below and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me here and see what's going on next. I'm probably going to be documenting this journey. So I hope you'll follow along and I hope that's okay.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be documenting the journey. So come along for the ride. Thank you so much, Meg. And
Thank you.
I'll see you next time.
Thank you.